Hey guys, Ty and Colin here. Welcome to the channel. I just want to say thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And if you haven't yet, please hit the button below. Just got back from a very long movie, 4 hours almost long. The Brutalist. This movie is very long and it's kind of like an epic. It's like a Benjamin Button almost movie, but World War II set the stage, right after the war, someone's trying to make it in America. Um, but it's a fantastic story of struggle, even addiction and love, marriage, and some other, more difficult topics, which we won't tell you about because you got to see it.
Yeah. And the main actor is amazing. I loved him so much. And in the middle of the movie, there was a break for 15 minutes, which was not typical at all.
There's literally what she's trying to say is there was a screen that came up and said intermission with a clock that counts down 15 minutes. And we're all sitting there going like,
Yeah, it was so
what is
crazy.
going on? And yeah, there's an intermission in the movie. The whole point of this movie is to just be sucked into this very, very heartbreaking and just unwinding story. And truly, at the heart of it all is architecture, which you never would think. You never would think this movie, looking at the previews, is about architecture. But Adrian Brody is an architect who, you know, escaped the war, and his wife is stuck in
Yeah.
Europe still, and he's trying to bring her back.
Yes, he's Hungarian Jewish immigrant and basically very
Budapest.
poor
Yeah.
architect. And he was very famous in his country, but when he came to America, he's nobody. He has to start over, and he goes to his relative to work at a furniture store, but it didn't go well.
Yeah.
And he has to go basically work to be a
Yeah.
handyman, and it's just like terrible. He
So Adrian Brody kind of is born again in America. Has to start from the bottom. He gets there. His cousin, who came to America years before, I think probably before the war, who's already kind of got an Americanized accent. He owns a furniture store. He tries to bring him over there so that he's an architect and he can help him with his furniture store. Lo and behold, they find some very wealthy man that needs some redoing of his house, and that's really like the root of the story. So he gets there, furniture store, his cousin helps him out. They get a job with this very eccentric, probably billionaire at the time in terms of money and the year that it was, and they build this fantastic, you know, uh, redo this room that he had in his study, but the man is super angry and, just doesn't want them there. And this movie evolves over an entire lifetime. So remember, that's why it's so long. It is like over the span of like 70 years. So there'll be a part in the movie where, it'll advance 5 years or so. And then he ends up reconnecting with this eccentric billionaire who all of a sudden years later says, I'm trying to find you and I want you to come work with me. And he kind of gets intertwined with this entire rich family to like build this monument sort of city center. And it might sound like just super random or kind of boring, but that's like really the core of it. But it's done very beautifully. It's set over all this different parts of Pennsylvania, and he finally gets to bring his wife back and like be with them, but this family's very weird. You're always thinking that something's going on with them, and I can understand why it's up for so many awards because it's a very actor forward movie. There's not really any crazy action or set pieces that goes on, but just so many different places they shot. I guess it was shot in like Panavision or something. So we saw it in IMAX and it was amazing, but a lot of like, pretty intense parts there. Like, so if you're gonna watch it, you and your wife or husband or friends, but for kids, I wouldn't
No, it's not.
wouldn't have them recommend watching it. But I recommend it, but is it like the best movie of all time?
Hmm.
Maybe not, because it's so
Yeah,
long. It's so long.
but it's worth to be watched. But you should go watch it probably during Saturday, Sunday, because it is 4 hours long. We were exhausted at the end, and we went to see it Sunday.
Yeah.
but it's not like I would rewatch it, honestly, because it's a little bit depressing and a little bit like too much for me.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
pretty
know.
depressing.
And he also cheated on his wife at the beginning of the movie, so I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. But
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, I was like, okay, I can't blame him. So please like, subscribe, and write in the comment if you already saw it.
It's The Brutalist. Adrian Brody, up for a bunch of awards. Let us know if you like it.